Hello everyone, how are you? It's Halloween and I thought I would just hop in really quickly and see if I can hopefully get this posted on Halloween. But there is a little freebie on Rickety Snippets. I will link her stuff down below for Halloween little envelopes. And I thought these were so cute. And I'm just going to cut them out and I'm going to make them to send to my pen pal, one of my pen pals. Unfortunately, it has to be one that is in the US because, you know, reasons. I don't trust the mail service right now, and unfortunately no one can send me anything really without it being a huge costly hassle on both parties, so there is that. But anyway, it's also my anniversary, so 13 years with the hubby. We're super excited, and I get to play downstairs for a little bit because obviously we're together quite a lot, so we don't have to do every single thing together on our anniversary. But we are having a special steak dinner with Japanese noodles, which will be very yummy. So what do you guys do if you have any type of anniversary or celebrations? Do you all always go out, or do you fix something at home? It's also my birthday month, so I was very lucky with having a great birthday month as well. And if anyone else's birthday is in October or anniversary, congratulations, happy birthday, happy days. Or if you're just feeling happy, hooray, that is always a good thing. And if you seem to be down because the weather is turning cold or for whatever reasons, I'm giving you a virtual hug and a virtual heart, yay, for love. And I hope it can make you smile and maybe give you some inspiration here. I am on Sally's Rickety Snippets design team, so that is a very exciting thing for me. She's going to have a huge kit coming out soon. She's been working on it for quite a while now, and she has revealed that it will be dragons. So some of our favorites, one of my favorites, of course, and can't wait to see it. I know she is planning on doing a video series with it, and I am planning on doing a video series with it, and I think you all are going to love it. I have not seen any sneak peeks yet, really, so it's an exciting time. It's finally turned chilly here, which I love. I love being able to snuggle up on the couch or wherever under a snugly warm blanket and have hot cocoa. I'm not much of a coffee drinker, so hubby can have the coffee. And I can't wait for it to snow. Our leaves didn't really change a whole lot of colors this year. It was very warm. Everything was green. And then all of a sudden it was really cold. And My trees didn't really change color to orange or yellow or reds really even. They sort of just went brown and got naked. Everything fell off, so yeah. But I really like snow. Does anyone else like snow or hate snow? Let's see. There we go. These are so cute. Sally has some of the prettiest printables. And she does sell them on her Etsy shop. If you hear funny noises in the background, maybe a crash or something, my baked beans kitty cat is down in the studio with me, so he hasn't been down here in a little while, so he's investigating everywhere, and I have yet to clean up my floor piles. Yay! So he may decide to mountain climb, as he does, and he's a little klutzy, so you may hear a crash. It's nothing to be concerned of. Everyone is usually okay. I did not double side print these this time because most of them will be covered up. So what doesn't stick on something or get folded over, I'll probably just ink the back instead. Or I might use a decorative paper, I'm not sure yet. That adds to the heftiness of the envelope. Wee! I hope everyone is in good spirits and good health. And if not, I'm always here for anyone and everyone to talk to. Most of you, I believe, know that. It's kind of nice to just come down without a plan. Oh, look what my printer did. What these little like magenta dots. Well, luckily it's not too interfering. I don't know why it did that. Does anyone... Okay, I have an Eco Tank. It's a slightly older model. I mean, it's not one of the originals or anything, but it's not brand new. I keep having to, like, calibrate it a lot, and it stopped taking the thicker papers. Like, this isn't super thin, but it's not, the thickest that I like to use sometimes. But it stopped taking the thicker paper, and I had to change my printer settings. There's Beans getting on the washing machine, and the other little kitty, who's the tiniest kitty that I have, and I think I have ever had. She's just a little bitty thing. She's full grown. She's like, I don't know, 10, maybe 10 years old, 9, somewhere around there, 8. But she is like a little mountain kitty. Her name is Aspen. Go figure, after the mountains that she loves to climb. So she climbs on the washer also, and will get into the basement window and chitter at all the birds and squirrels of the neighborhood. But anyway, getting back to the printer question I have for those that have eco tanks, do you have difficulties keeping your settings? And I've had to, do you have issues like with these pink dots and things? I've had to calibrate it lots of like a lot, because I'll get the lines when I'm printing in normal. I'll clean the print heads, clean the things, update the drivers, all the diagnostic things, all the software, all the firmware, make sure the hardware is clean, the actual printer itself, and I'll still kind of get it. Not as much. It goes down each time I do it, but it's still there after 10, 15 times. But I've had to get it to print, like, this is what I would consider normal printing from my previous printers. To get it to print this way, I have had to put it on presentation matte paper, or like a setting, and this setting even, it goes super slow. I mean, it makes it print wonderfully, but it uses more ink than the normal setting, and it has to go, like I said, really a lot slower than I would expect. So yeah, I'm just curious if anyone else has those type of settings issues. And if you do, what do you do to fix them? Or can you fix them? Anyway, yep. Look at the cute little dragon. Just peeking over, sitting on the tag. That's so cute. And the pumpkins are really cool too. And I'm probably going to put mine together in a very similar manner that Sally does in her video, just because I like the aesthetic, and this particular copy isn't going to go in one of my dragon or Halloween books just yet. I will be using another printout for it though, because I like it. And I think she has a Halloween sale going on. I'm not quite certain. She is overseas, so if you're in the US, I'm trying to get this out as quickly as possible so you too can also get the sale value. Hello, Aspen. I don't know if you guys can hear her or not. She's saying hello to everything and anything that will pay her attention. This is such a cute little tag. And I like that she put the little faux string in there. That's cute. And I also like, if you noticed, she put shadows in the open parts, so it does not make me feel like I have to get in there with an X-Acto knife or very sharp detail scissors. I can leave those there, and I don't have to necessarily ink it or try to hide it or blend it in. It's those nice little touches that she'll do in things in her kits that make me really appreciate her. And wow, Aspen, hello. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but the ones that have the detail shapes on the outside, she has put a very light beige outline on it, so that you can either cut around close, or you can cut right up against the design, so that's your choice. But this way leaves a almost like a shadow, so that if you don't want to ink it but you still want like the visual border around it, you can just cut it out this way instead, which is quite helpful. I think he looks cute. Alright, I've got all my pieces cut out, and I'm going to score the envelope and pouch ones. Normally I would use my smaller one or my We Are Memory Keepers, because this one for some reason, I tend to press really hard on it. I have to consciously tell my hand not to just jam it in the groove and rip it. So, bear with me. I don't know why I do that on this one. This is the only one that I'm like that on. But the same brand, I have the small travel one. I don't do it on that one. Just the big one. I'm not entirely certain my mentality on that. I don't know. And see, for some reason I'm going off kilter here. I think because it doesn't go all the way to the top, I can't butt it up against, you know, I can't butt it up against there because it'll go all the way up, which I find annoying, but it still works. And I misplaced my other one, and one of them is upstairs, so I'm sorry if I'm getting this out a little too late in the day for you guys, or in some cases maybe even tomorrow, which is your today. Haha. You're in my future, or I'm in your past. Anyway, so do you guys celebrate Halloween? Do you put out a pumpkin, or set a place at a table, or do the cover the mirrors, put out candles? What all do you guys do? So, yeah, there we go. That's so cute. Okay, so there's this little small, like, seed envelope type of deal. And you just fold in the two flaps on the side, score on the line, fold it up, score on the line, and then that's your little envelope flap. And then get this little pocket pouch, and we're going to score in the middle here. On this line. Fold that over. And then we're going to score and fold on our two flaps. Now, some people will take their scoring board and they'll put a marker line like in the middle so that you don't have to constantly go shoop and line it up. But I don't like to do that because even if it's like a Sharpie or a permanent alcohol marker, sometimes I end up transferring onto my project, and that's never good, or it will come off on my hand or something. So I just, you know, and it doesn't take that much longer to me to line it up. Anyway, so you just fold these two little flaps over, boom, boom, fold that over, and then you'll have a cute little pocket pouch. And then this is just a little card, not a card, a tag. And we will just line it up, fold it in half, and you can always use a ruler and just put the ruler up against it. But I like the little channel that the scoreboards create. It helps me to fold it better, especially the thicker papers, which if you just would bend over could potentially crack. In all actuality, you're supposed to score on the back of your project so that the channel that it creates is on the back side, because that's much easier to bend it in. But obviously it's difficult to score on the back of your project unless you know exactly where you're going to score. Like this is pretty easy to do because you just go where your notches are. So things like that I will tend to put on the back side, so long as you can do it in a straight manner. I had mine going all cockeyed there. That was rather silly of me. There we go. And then it's much nicer of a fold that way also. Because the channel pushes the paper down, and then you don't have a big bulge on the exterior or the nice side of your project. Although I didn't do that very well, did I? I said it's a little difficult to see where you're going then. This is not the easiest scoring board for me to use anyway, because the coloring makes things very one-dimensional for my view. As opposed to the white and gray ones, which I can easily discern where the ridges are. This one kind of makes me go a little cross-eyed. The smaller one doesn't do that, and it's the same color, so I'm thinking maybe it's just the size of the platform. And that's basically all we need to score anyway. Alright, and then I'm going to take my papers and I want to ink them. I usually choose a color, like I was thinking about this crushed velvet, but I think this time I actually would like to use a dark gray, just because that's sort of like a sepia gray brown that I think she might have used on the edgings here. I really like that, so I'm going to try to go with the same type of coloring. Okay, so I have picked a smoked pearl color. It's sort of like a medium gray tone. I think that'll be really nice. And I'm inking things before I glue them, because if you glue them and ink them afterwards, you can see where I sort of went in a little bit too far on some of the outlines. And if I go over that after it's glued, you'll get like even if it's minute, there'll be this little strip sometimes where the ink won't go all the way in, and could create a weird line. So I'm getting all the white edgings. I'm going along the bleed outs where she's gone over the edges up past the edges of the design. And I'm also doing slightly on the inside of where things will open. And like this one, I'm just gonna pretty much do the entire top. And I'm not really being too careful, so that it gives it that like mottled, grungy appearance. Also why I'm holding it instead of putting it on the mat and going along this way. This will, if you use your mat and lay it on that, it will give you more of a refined look. Whereas if you just kind of hold it in your hand, you can get some different effects. Like I said, like the grungy effect and things like that. And then I'll trim this white stuff off after I glue it together. So, but I'm just going to go around just in case I can't get a clean cut somewhere. And this is a little tab for this little tag here. And I'm just going to fold it over and bend it because it's small. I don't need the scoring board for it. And then this one, I'm just going to go around the entire outside and inside. That way, if just a little bit peeks out, I'm not as concerned if it was white. And I'm folding things like this in half because not only is it easier to handle when it's a smaller size versus flopping around like this, but and I don't know if you can tell or not, but I haven't gone around this corner, but I've gone around these corners, and they're slightly darker now in those corners, and it adds a little more of a frame and creates more depth to it. And then if you have these little sections here that are kind of difficult to get, you don't want to bend them, so that's when I just sort of brush outwards and angle the dauber so that it gets the sides. And I go outwards because if you go in, you could snag them and break them. And even if I'm going to, I end up putting them all the way stuck down, I still sort of go a little bit to the inside just to, if you look at whatever you're doing sideways, it can create that little bit of a shadow that also gives it the depth that you're looking for without it looking like it's a piece of paper stuck on there. I think this one's really a cute tag because she's done the faux stitching. I don't know if you can see that. There, I think you could there. But it's so super cute. If you have one of those glazed pens or Sakura pens that's clear, you can just kind of outline or do the little dashes on top of it and make it dimensional. That would be really pretty. I think that'd be adorable. I think I've gone all the way around. Anyways, and then this one goes these two in and this one in. So it's up to you if you want to do anything on the inside here. You don't have to go all the way down, cover the whole thing. I'm just gonna do like a foggy effect there. There. That's super cute. Okay. Now we'll clean my mat off. You can always something as well to create a really grungy effect is if you have your ink on your glass mat, you can take your paper and rub it on it, and it will not only use some of that ink and lift it up, it puts a really cool grungy effect. I kind of got my fingerprints in that one, but it's okay. I think that's cute. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can use my double-sided tape here. If it's not too thick. Yep. Okay, and then, like I said, we just fold our two little side flaps, and then the bottom flap is the one without the point. It's the little plateau, and we fold that up, and there's that envelope. And then, let's see. I know Sally, I believe, used this one for the closing point. This one should be really cute. But she did say that this might get his little jack-o'-lantern hat might get a little messed up. Unless you put it in an oval, like on a backing sheet. Do I want to do that? So that he's like that. I don't think I like that. Yeah, I'm going to stick with this kitty. Do I want that one? This one does look better with it. Well, you know what? Maybe I might put that on there and have a little Velcro or magnet closure on that. That would be kind of cute, huh? Make a little magnet. And then if you're going to put it inside of a journal, you can put your journal page there and then just fold that over, and then it's, as long as your page isn't super thick, then it's magnet attached that way. Okay, now I have to find my magnets. I'll be right back. Okay, I found my magnets. Yay. That makes me happy. Alright, let's try this bottle. That's much better. Put a nice dollop of glue there. And then slide a magnet off. Oops. Put it on the envelope. Usually I put a piece of washi tape over it, but since I am putting this guy over top of it, I think I am just going to use a glue gun and basically seal this around it. Not really centered, but that's okay. Looks centered though from here, doesn't it? It's a little off to the left, but that's alright. Okay, and now I am going to put the interior one on a piece of washi tape. Make sure that it's the right way. So I'm going to stick it that way. Separate it. Excuse me. And then I'm going to put glue on the washi tape and around the magnet. And oops. It goes approximately here, so I'm going to just sort of stick it it's not stuck down, it's just to where it's holding, and then I'm going to close it, and then I'll apply some pressure, and then I'll open it up and make sure that it doesn't stick to the other side, and just burnish off any excess. And then I'm also going to take an extra piece of washi tape, not as much glue, but a little bit of glue, simply just because I don't want it to dry out and fall off. And then I'm going to put that like across, or an X on the top of it, so that it has extra overlapping areas to hold it in there, so kind of like that. That's the easiest way that I've figured out how to do this. Whatever way is easiest for you. Your way might be different. But I think it works pretty well. Why aren't you... these are new magnets, so I hope they seem to work rather well. Don't they? I mean, they're not as strong as some of the others, but it'll do. And then especially if you put things in there to kind of puff it up and push it against the other magnet. I think that's cute. Okay, let's put the magnets back in the baggie. And then, oh, this is a cute little label. I want to put that on the front. I'm going to put a little more of a separation of ink along these edges though, because the pattern, this one's rather busy. So I think if I make this a little darker, it will help to separate it visually. And my glue just volcanoed. I'm losing a little bit of her background color, but oh, I like that. That makes it pop. So let's take that volcano bit. I have one of those glue bottle holders. I just don't know where it went. It's on a desk somewhere, buried under paper. I think. Oh, there we go. I think that's cute. I'll think about that. And then let's do this one. For a second I thought that was a spider, but it's a tangled bit of thread. All of our little spiders outside are going to start to come inside. I'm sure they've already started. As long as they leave me be, they're fine. Did you guys get that where you are? At least one time a season I'll be crafting and all of a sudden I'll kind of look up and there's a little bitty friend coming down to see me. I just let him run off under a hidey spot. The kitty cats get annoyed at me. Yes, you do, don't you? Because I don't let them eat them. Because you don't know if they've got a parasite. Knock on wood. And the only thing with double-sided tape and inking is sometimes it won't stick unless you burnish it really hard. If you use too much ink, or this time I used pigment ink, which is fine. It's just it stays a little wetter, and I think that can be the issue sometimes. Yes, Aspen Kitty. What can I do for you? You can come up here and say hi. I'm sure they won't mind. There's that. That's cute. And then we're going to put this guy in there. And you can leave it open and have like a little pocket there. You can have a little pocket in the top, but I think I would like to just do as Sally did and just make it a tag. That would be fun. Something else neat to do though is if you have some magnet paper, or you can take the little magnets, and you can put a circle magnet on each end here, or you can just line this with magnet paper, and it can be a really cute bookmark, magnetic bookmark. It'll be at the bottom because of the design, but I think that's rather nifty. Do I want to do that? Gosh. So many options. I think I will save that for another one. Maybe whatever I'm doing in my journal. I'll put it like that in there. And then if since it's a freebie, I'm sure Sally won't mind if you print it off a couple times. And then you can do one as a tag, one as a page marker, bookmark. You can cut it in half and make 2 tags to go in different pockets. Really anything that you like. And that's why I like using digitals, especially Sally's printables, because she does the little extra bit where the pockets line up and match the design for the place that they're supposed to go. When you fold things over, they match the design and it flows seamlessly. And then you can also choose whether you want to put it on there or not put it on there. So there is that. And I cut a little bit wonky, so I'm just going to fix that. And then re-ink where I cut. There. And then she did this cute thing, and I'm actually going to follow suit. I don't a lot of times make it the same as the creator because I want you to see different ways to do it. But I really like how she did this on here. So I am going to, whoops, I'm going to put you on here like Sally did, which is basically like this, and then made it so that this can flip up. And where did it just go? Okay, did you see where the little tab went? The tab topper? Where is it? Okay guys, where did it go? What happened to my tab topper? Aspen, did you steal it? Baked Beans, did you steal it? I wouldn't put it past one of my daughter's cat, Illusion. She loves to eat paper. Seriously. I didn't glue it in there, did I? I've done that before. I laughed, but it's true. I seriously just saw it. Okay, guys, I'll be back in like a moment. Hopefully, maybe I can find it. Oh my gosh, you guys, I would have never have found this. I had to actually rewind my video and watch it. Because it was sitting on this, and then when I picked it up, I like flung it, but it ended up, I almost flung you guys. It ended up like over this way, but it was somehow or another under backing papers, and I don't really understand how it got there. I mean, I saw how it got there, but I totally did not see it at all. And I still had to watch the video two times to actually see where I flung it to. That was a little nutsy. Okay, so I'm going to glue down this top part and his wing and the little twine sections. And I'm going to just put that right up top there. And I've made it so I think Sally made it this way also, but you can flip him up. I might make a, no, I don't want to make a score line there in case somebody doesn't want to do that, but then you can also keep him as a little tuck place too. Okay, there's that. You can put a little pocket there or there. I'm going to leave these guys open so that you can see the cute bats, and the person I'm sending it to may not want it all covered. And then I'm just going to put some glue on the tab topper. I am being so messy with glue today. My gosh, I've got it all over me, and I'm just blurbing out way too much on projects. And I was going to use the I just remembered I wanted to use the double-sided adhesive, but whatever, right? There. Okay, and then isn't he cute? So we will put you, we'll put you in here, and then ta-da! And then we will put you in here. Ta-da! Now let's do this guy. And we're just going to put just stuff on the little flaps. And my tape is a tiny bit wider, so I'm just going to trim it. I did not remember when I was cutting these out that I wanted to use my double-sided tape, so I was going to leave, usually I leave the flaps a little bigger. That is a-okay. It's not that much overhang, but it is just enough to make the flap stick to the inside of the envelope, which we do not want to do. That would decrease the inside dimensions of the open pocket area. Okay, and then fold it in, flip it up, press it down, like so. And there is that part. And then for this, you could use this guy, but he takes up an awful lot of space. And I think this is really cute. That's the one Sally used to keep it closed. So I'm going to use that as well. I'm going to use the liquid glue so I can maneuver it around. Remember, don't put glue on the whole thing. Right about there. It's a little off center to the left, but I want to see the little bat. And sometimes if you are off kilter, it's okay. It's called being quirky. I am very quirky. There. Now you have a cute little closure tuck. Okay. And then I do like that on there. You can also, ooh, that one's cute. I think I'll use this one. Yeah, I'll use this one. And I think I'll use this little Nuvo Crystal Glaze as the glue around. Just a very thin line, because I don't have one of those. I used to have those little small bottles that have the metal tips on it, that I could decant the bigger bottles into the little bottles. But I don't know. Oh, I have one there, but the glue is a little too thick, so I think I have to put some rubbing alcohol in it to thin it out, to make it go through the nozzle a little easier. So there's that guy. And we could put him in there. You can put this in there. Oh, I think I'll put him in there. Or do we like that one? Oh, that's kind of cute. The little ghost gets to peek over too. We'll put that in there. And then on the inside here, put this guy. And maybe this guy. Yeah. Put those two. And then they can go in here. And then put this in there like that. I did not put a pocket on the outside of that one. So I'll put that there. And then did I put a pocket on? No, I didn't. But you're a little tuck place. So maybe I'll put I don't know, I'm afraid when she pulls it out it might not come all the way out. So I'll put that there. And that there. And maybe I don't want to leave this guy loose, so I'm going to stick him up here. There, we'll put his little hat peeking out. There. Okay, and then we'll put this guy in here. And then, voila! And then I can write her name on that really spookily. And then you're all set. And then you can just pop this into a little envelope. Send it to a Happy Mail friend, a pen pal, anyone to brighten up their day. They're really cute for if you have someone in like a senior center or someone who's in the hospital. You can write happy messages. You don't even have to write them. You can cut them out of magazines. And, you know, put something cheerful on you. You're bootastic. You're spooktacular. You're bootyful. All of that stuff. Thinking of you. Things. You can make them spooky, you can make them punny, you can make them cute, you can make them happy. It's just something fun to make somebody smile. You can make yourself smile. So there is a happy crafting for the day. And I hope you guys check out Rickety Snippets and have a great Halloween and fall. A happy autumn. And I will see you next time. Thanks. Craft happy, everyone. Bye.